stand up. Round of applause for Miss Rachael.
G'day, I'm Rachael and I'm from Tassie. I am a regenerative farmer, a poo enthusiast, and confession time, a sexy soils addict. Meaning I'm addicted to sexy soils, although I could be a sexy soils addict, because that sentence kind of goes both ways, a bit like an earthworm. My point is, soils are awesome. Who was covered in them as a kid, routinely? Me too. In fact, the more soiled I was, the better. In fact, a carrot wasn't a carrot unless I pulled it out of the earth and put it in my mouth with a bit of grit and worm shit. I realised, though, that my soil addiction got worse when I became an adult, and I found myself digging holes with my bare hands, shoving my head in that hole, and inhaling whole clods up my schnoz. That is when I knew I'd hit rock bottom. Now, the reason I was doing this activity was because I was one of Tasmania's first handlers of truffle sniffer dogs. Oui, moi! Le chien et moi traverse over le fence, dans le truffery, and cherche the truth. That's Tasmanian French. Now, most people think that it is the sniffer dog that does the sniff work, whereas my dog, he'd go, it's over there. It was up to me to get down on my hands and knees, doggy style, and cherche the invisible perfume of truffle scent to find that elusive black gold. It was magnificent. God, it was good. But do you know what? It got even better when I converted to being a regenerative farmer. I found out that there are 6 billion living organisms in 1 teaspoon of soil. That means there is so much bonking going on under my boots. 6 billion living organisms. Now, when I tell you that stat, I think of the poor scientists that had to count them. How patient, how clever, and also, in my mind, a little bit microscope pervy. Says she, the lady who's addicted to sexy soil. But I do admire people who can count to over 1 billion. I have trouble counting a trailer load of my sheep. And my sheep have names, like Nanny McPhee, and Munted, and Forever Home Floppy. I just have to. Double microscopes. Under my sheep's hooves, as a regenerative farmer, I make sure that all the living things are making a wonderful symphony of sound with sexy music. And it's not as silly as it sounds, because clever scientists are once more recording soil and the music they make. And the healthier the soil, the sexier the song. That song goes like this. I believe in macro. Where are you from? Your saxophone. So if you're a sexy soils addict like me, it's only natural that you become a poo enthusiast. Now, if you think I'm going to take you down the S-bend of toilet humour, flush that out of your mind. On my farm, I'm dishing out a banquet of all-you-can-eat buffet of healthy, diverse poo. Yum. It's kind of like adding champagne to a date. It's going to create more sexy time. Now, I want people to love poo as much as I do. I wrote a romance novel about it. I kid you not. Kisses beside the sewerage ponds. lonely soil waiting to be loved, and Mr. Biodigester Tank, who becomes a knight in shining porcelain. You have to have a good sense of humour to understand. So, given that we're all shitting ourselves so much about climate change, I figure we need to encourage one another to use our poo to save the world. Now, one of the things that is not going to save the world is staring at our screens. That's why I invite screen-addicted teens to my regenerative farm. Okay, we're all going to pretend that we're learning landscape literacy and you're my teens. Okay, you lot can be in the hoodies, you lot can be the posh girls with the permanent pouts, and the rest of you can absent-mindedly pick your pimples. Put your bloody phones away. Now, lesson number 1. The more dung beetles and other creatures I have in my soul, the more poo tunnels of love. Step forward, all the kids who've just had their nails shellacked at the shopping centre. You're perfect for our dung beetle audit. Stick your hand in this bucket of poo and flick them out for us and we'll count them. Lesson number 2. Healthy soil means healthy food, which means healthy people. So it doesn't matter, it does matter rather, what you eat, because you are what you eat, but also you are what you ate. They're all squiggling the brain. So imagine babushka dolls. The littlest doll is your soil organism, and if you're eating the biggest doll, you're inadvertently, whether it's a carrot or a cow, eating those soil organisms. Deep. Ooh, that's deep. Deep. Deep like my soil. Round of applause, please, in the nose. Thank you very much. Because it does not matter if you're a vegetarian, a vegan, an omnivore, or a fast food whore. We all need that foundation of fecundity and fornication in our soil. Now, lesson number 3. Eat food from a farmer who has a sexy soil addiction. My beautiful teens, let's look across the road from our farm to the vast industrial salad leaf farm that is spraying agrochemicals on as thickly as teenage boy deodorant. Killing every single living thing from an earthworm to a dung beetle to a microbe. Oh. But instead, cast your attention to my farm, where there is a banquet of grasslands and meadows and my beautiful Dexter cows and their sexy bull boyfriend. And take a look at how I've honoured Mother Nature's curves and contours, and look at my wetland that's restored. And my beautiful hilltop ponds, where there's plenty of habitat for sexy time for the tadpoles and the birds and native animals. And this is when I just feel my Eden and I hear the music of my land, and it goes like this. My hills are alive with the sound of my crows. And it's then I look at you, my beautiful teens, and I realise you are still staring at my bull's balls. Yes, they are huge. Je suis Rachael, j'aime le sol et les mers. Merci and bon week. My name is Rachael. I love soil and poo, and I hope you do too. Thank you and good night.